Before the earth was formed, before time itself began to tick, there was only the divine light and the beings created to serve it, the angels. Among them, one stood above all others. He was the morning star, the bringer of dawn, the seal of perfection. His name was Lucifer. According to ancient traditions, he was not just an angel. He was the highest of the Seraphim, adorned with every precious stone, walking amidst the fiery stones of the heavenly sanctuary. But within this perfect being, a shadow began to form. It was not a shadow cast from the outside, but one born from within. As Lucifer looked upon his own unmatched beauty and unparalleled wisdom, admiration turned into obsession. The prophet Ezekiel describes it perfectly. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor. The greatest of all creations began to believe he was equal to the Creator. Pride cannot exist in a vacuum. It demands an audience. Lucifer began to walk among the heavenly host, whispering seeds of doubt. He spoke of freedom, of self-rule, of a heaven no longer bound by absolute obedience to the throne. He promised power. According to the book of Revelation, his silver tongue was so persuasive that his tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky. 1/3 of all the angels in heaven chose to follow him into the dark. The whispers finally erupted into an open challenge. The book of Isaiah records the 5 terrifying I wills of Lucifer. I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. With those words, the unthinkable happened. War broke out in heaven. To meet this unprecedented threat, God did not strike Lucifer down himself. Instead, he called upon another, Michael, the great Archangel, the commander of the heavenly armies. His very name is a battle cry. Who is like God? Michael led the loyal angels against the rebellion. The clash was not fought with swords of steel, but with forces of cosmic power, spiritual fire, and the sheer force of divine will.
The battle shook the foundations of the celestial realm. 2 massive armies of immortal beings locked in a struggle for the throne of creation. The book of Revelation describes it in terrifying simplicity. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. It was a war of absolute light against consuming darkness, a conflict so vast it is beyond human comprehension. Despite his power, despite the 1/3 of heaven that fought by his side, Lucifer could not win. The rebellion was crushed. Revelation states, but he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The morning star was stripped of his glory. The great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, was hurled down to the earth, and his angels with him. They fell like lightning from the sky. Cast out of the divine presence, Lucifer and his followers were plunged into the material universe. They were no longer the radiant beings of the heavenly court. They had become twisted reflections of their former glory. They were now the fallen. And the earth, newly formed and pristine, became the new battleground for their eternal hatred. The war in heaven ended, but the war for humanity had just begun. Stripped of his heavenly throne, Lucifer turned his gaze toward God's newest creation, mankind. If he could not overthrow the Creator, he would destroy the creatures made in his image. And so, the fallen morning star began his slow, creeping descent into the Garden of Eden. The cosmic war was over. The human war was about to begin.